Pickaxe.
Hey, sweetie, your mother showed me this Carvana thing for selling the car. I'm gonna give it a try. Wish me luck. Me again. I put in the license plate. It gave me an offer. Unbelievable. Okay, I accepted the offer. They're picking it up Tuesday from the driveway. I haven't even left my chair. It's done. The car's gone. I'm holding a check. Anyway, Carvana, give it a whirl. Love ya.
So good, you'll want to leave a voicemail about it. Sell your car today on Carvana. Pickup fees may apply.
Hello, welcome back to another exciting episode of No Quest for the Wicked. I have two important dimensional crossing questions for you.
Shit.
Are you ready to rock?
No.
Paper.
Scissors.
More importantly, are you ready to roll?
Absolutely.
I guess.
Yeah.
We have to roll out of this room and into a trap.
Well, we'll do a quick little recap, and then I will need you guys to all roll something for me. Last episode, and I guess episodes leading up to it, you have ventured from the settlement and gone on an expedition out to the oil rig, which is radiating planar energy in a way that no one can kind of figure out what plane or what it's doing or what impact it's going to have, other than you briefly witnessed it sort of ripping parts of the continent apart in like a tendril, almost hand-like fashion. You have been sent out to the oil rig that seems to be mining or producing this planar energy during an ion storm, which is when it becomes active and turns on. You managed to make your way out in some fairly dubious ways of getting out there. Mill decided to just swan dive off the cliff, and you guys decided to race some sea-doos over there. While you were there, you discovered some things. You found a room trapped in time, which Flit was able to sort of reverse and get the name of an employee of someone who used to work at this oil rig at some point in time, named Ziri. You also found a little crab guy, a little fuzzy crab guy.
Mill crab.
But more importantly, you found that there were some porcelains lying in wait for you to once again attempt to steal the guitar pick around Vlyn's neck. You all handily dealt with them, destroying one and throwing the other one to the the waves below quite easily, safely protecting the pick. After that, you sort of scanned and realized that the oil rig is powered despite the fact that the power has been cut intentionally. You went under the waves, you found a control box that seems to have been repaired with plant-like matter, and as you went further and further beneath the waves into the base, you found a glowing purple portal that you went inside. You realized that there was a bunch of plant growth seeming to originate from it as well, and in order to finish your investigation and get the answers you came for, you traveled into the portal deep beneath the sea. And that is where we are currently. And could all three of you please roll me a fortitude save?
Oh, man, that's not initiative.
Okay.
Oh. That's a big sigh to start the show there, bud.
That's a big 7 for me.
What did Mill get, Kai?
A 15.
Okay.
I rolled poorly, but not a 3.
Yeah. I also didn't do great. I did a 14.
Oof. Mill, as you and Flit are the first two to breach the portal, and as you do, there is, despite the fact that it looks like maybe like a foot of difference between the sea floor and the entrance or the ceiling of this weird room that you could see through, when you actually go in, you feel like you're just free falling. All of a sudden, you no longer have that sort of like weightlessness of water, and you feel sort of like the gravity resume in a way, and you feel yourself plummeting. You get that feeling in the pit of your stomach. Flit, you feel the exact same thing, but as you sort of look down, you see this like purple portal extend further and further, but you are sort of like careening down towards the room. And as you reach sort of a about maybe like 10 feet away, you come to a slowed stop, and then you breach the other side of the portal and land hard, but not dangerously, onto the ground. And you look up and you see, not long after Vlyn sort of experiencing the same thing, as the three of you enter into this strange room. But as you do, Flit, Vlyn, you feel that this experience, this travel, you feel strange. You feel different. You feel like something was taken from you. Flit, you take 2 points of wisdom damage. Vlyn, you take 3 points of wisdom damage.
Why do I take more? I rolled better.
You take a d4.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I love you dearly.
Mill, who, let's be honest, this is not the first time Mill's jumped through a weird portal. When they land, you again see that very quick manipulation of their nanite swarm become those crash pads again. And you see this is a habit falling from great heights. So even though they land gently, they land like gently on the crash pads.
Yeah, I think Flit just face first and like looks up and he's bleary eyed and like there's blood dripping from his nose and you can't tell whether it's the faceplant or the brain damage, I guess, that I just got. He just looks a little concussed.
Oh, I told you this was a bad idea.
We're not wet.
What? Wet not?
You're wet right now. And
Dry.
Mill points to the blood on Flit's face.
Flit's pointing at the ground. I assume we're not underwater right now, are we?
You are not underwater, no. You are correct. There is no sort of like deluge of water, despite the fact that like the portal seems to be permanently open, or at least consistently open. There doesn't seem to be any sort of like water here.
Dry.
Flit, you good, bud? You okay?
Dry.
Do you like lose?
Okay.
What was your wisdom score? Are you in trouble? Are you?
I just feel like he's pretty dazed and he's a little confused, but it's also not
dry,
great.
okay.
I now have a -2 wisdom, which is...
Ooh, that's not good.
It's not great.
Mine's at 0 now. Like
Yeah.
not 0 total.
It's bad that I have the highest
bonuses.
wisdom in this party now. That's really bad.
Okay, well, what do we see?
You look around and you can tell that like almost immediately, Flit, maybe you're not so familiar with this, but you're in an industrial complex of some sort. It looks not like kind of like a factory, but more of like maybe a manufacturing plant. And you look around and you can see on the floor there are these like lights that are running along the ground. There are kind of like fluorescent lights above you. Down the hall, you see a giant vaulted door with a sort of like yellow and black caution paint around the frame of the door. You see a keypad with like a card swiper, and there is a small porthole window that is completely overgrown with plants. You notice that from the portal, you see plants from every direction crawling up the walls, along the base, or like the border of the floor, along the ceiling, all crawling up and going out into where you would seen it previously.
Good normal,
creeping out.
Good normal stuff.
Yeah, it's
Reassuring.
completely normal stuff.
Yeah, great.
And then down the hall, you see a number of different doors leading off to the left and right. But this is just sort of like a long, straight hallway that ends on both ends.
So one end is this vaulted door, the other end is just keeps going for a while with doors.
It just keeps going. It's probably maybe 80 feet long in total. And then the wall opposite to the vaulted door is just a blank wall. There's nothing there.
Okay. Is our thing still going? Our orrery meter?
Yes. You look at the thing, and what was previously trying to triangulate and locate, it is now locked on. The signal is strong, and it's pointing at the blast doors down the hall.
Okay, so we don't have a lot of time. I've got a feeling that this is all storm powered. So we've got to get in there, get what we're looking for, and get the piece of the orrery or whatever's in here, and we have to get out of here.
Well, if only someone hadn't dillied and dallied before we popped down through this, I'm just saying.
I'm hearing we have a need for speed, yes?
Yes, be a little bit more like Mill, perhaps, Vlyn. Just saying. They are
Flit?
the professional in this circumstance, and we would do well to trust their advice.
You're right. No, you're right. You're right. Even
Like
though
I
they
did.
just jump. No, well,
No, like I did, just saying.
okay. If this does go very poorly, the "I told you so" is going to be nice and juicy.
You can't I told you so, Vlyn. That's so
No,
rude. They're setting us up for failure.
I'm just saying.
I'm
if
so
it's
sorry,
coming,
Mill.
If it happens.
Vlyn.
Mill gets to their feet and like reaches a hand down for Flit. And normally when you reach your hand down for somebody to help them up, you look at them. But Mill looks next to Flit.
Flitz just like glances there and just like grabs your hand.
Helps pull Flit up.
Everything's kind of double for me too.
I just get up. Okay, just like dust myself off. Okay, so the thing we have to figure out is whether this is all just stormy-wimey madness and no one knew this is happening and that we're in a different dimension or plane, or if this is on purpose and there are people who are trying to draw us here. I'm leaning the first option, but we have to be very careful.
Well, I think let's just try to get the Orrery and get the hell out of here. And then let the planar expert deal with the evil plane plants. Like that's
evil plane plants. Yeah, not our.
I think it would
shtick.
delight Hortense to deal with the plane plants.
Hortense would be delighted, and I'm not a botanist. So let's just get the thing and get out.
I have a small garden.
You don't want these in your garden. Come on. I'm going to head over towards the blast doors.
Well, should we send Mill first? They're sneakier than we are.
I can sneak, and I'm going to stealth over to the blast doors. And hopefully not rolling that one this time. There we go. I was convinced it was going to be bad. That's a 31.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you creep over very sneakily to the blast door.
Don't say it like that. Don't demean my accomplishments. You said there was a porthole on it, right?
There is a porthole. It is overgrown with plant growth from the other side of the room. And like you can kind of see a little bit through, and the things that you see are sort of a steady purple glow, and every now and then you see like a red flash in sort of like a rhythm. If you want to give a perception check at the door, I might be able to tell you more.
19.
Great. You sort of like put your ear to the door to see if you can kind of see or hear anything, and on the other side you hear and some sort of alarm is going off.
I was like, an alarm or a Muppet?
It's the Muppet plane.
There's just like a Muppet like covered in vines like, Murr. Oh my God. Dane did say there was something weird going on down here that might be too silly. Maybe it is Muppet World.
You've figured me out already.
I think in the hallway, as Flit kind of runs forward, Mill walks up to Vlyn, just kind of gets as close to his aunt self as this weird slender man can. Did Flit used to fight for someone?
Sorry, bite for someone?
Fight. Like a soldier.
Fight. Flit, a soldier. Never in a million years, no.
Fascinating. Well, shall we?
Okay.
I will also say, Flit, for your perception check, you look over and you see that there's no handle on the door, but there is a car keyed or like a car reader that still has power. You can see that there's a light on it that
was going to be my next question.
Still functional. Yeah.
I'm going to try to computers that while they're on their way over because I want to be impressive.
Do you have like a toolkit specifically? There's no interface on this. So you would need like a special like hacker's kit to like pull it apart and try to like fuck around with it.
Real Dane fucking here, I see.
Making us actually use the rules of the game.
I have. Can it smell me?
No,
I don't. I do not have anything like that.
Yeah, there's no like console or anything to like type into. It is just this sort of like magnetic card reader.
Can I engineering to try to like get two wires and zzz?
You can certainly try, yeah.
Sure. Yeah, no, there goes my hot streak of rolling well. It's a 15.
Yeah, you take a look at it, and with a 15, I will say that it's not that you fail to take it apart or anything. You know that if you do, there's a very good chance you will break it and make it unusable. Whatever this is like top of the line, state of the art. You would guess either military or even higher up. Like this is grade A. This is something that like your dad would have in one of his facilities.
Yeah. It's a military grade card reader. I can't even do the wire thing. And I just learned how to do that.
Military?
And Mill pulls out a data pad.
Well, I could, yeah. Wait, would that count as something I could plug it into?
I believe you need...
It's not actual tools. It's literally just a data pad.
Yeah, no, I believe it's the hacking interface you require for this.
Yeah, all I have is really a battery, which I was like, could I overload it with that?
You have a battery?
Well, let's hope fate is on our side and, the story doesn't end here. So hopefully in one of these doors, there's a key card for us to get through this door.
Yes, there's also an alarm inside, so I don't know if that's...
So we should move quicker, is what
terrifying and devastating and bad.
All right.
Do the plants look like they're originating from in here, Dane? Or are they kind of coming from everywhere?
It's tough to tell. It does look like if you look at every door, there are plants coming in and out of.
Okay.
But you can tell that there's a strong plant presence on the other side because of the overgrowth over the window. But every door has plants coming out and going in, and you can see them going up into vents. You can see them going into up into the wiring and stuff. If you want to give me perception checks or life science checks, I will take those and see what else you can learn.
As we're looking around, also, we see Mill get that matte finish again as they will summon their stealth array and make themselves a little bit more sleek for this particular operation.
I'm going to roll life science, Dane, and I'm going to use our codex that gives us a +2 on plants.
Nice.
And I get another +2 from being a Sheeran because I am interested in plant life.
You do have a garden. You have a greenhouse.
Yeah. So that's going to be a 21.
Nice.
With my nanite array assisting in the perception, it's a 26.
Nice.
Damn. Okay. Flit, what'd you get?
20.
Okay, cool. Vlyn, while you are sort of getting your bearings, you take a look up and you see in the rafters where all these fluorescent lights are, you see once again the plants are completing connections. So you can see that once again, much like you saw in that fuse box, they are seemingly forming electrical connections powering these lights. So you could tell that if you were to cut these plants or destroy these plants, there's a very good chance you would plunge this place into darkness or cut power to other systems. And considering you don't really know where you are, it could be dangerous to sever the plants, not knowing what they are and aren't powering.
That's our Hail Mary play.
With your baller perception check, you hear a couple things. You sort of tune in and really focus on everything that's going on around you. And down the hall at the very end, you hear another sort of beeping sound. It's different from the alarm, but you can tell it's another sort of alert noise. In one of the other rooms, you can hear movement of some sort, but
Another
from
crab.
that room, you also hear whispering that sounds very, very familiar.
Okay.
Mill just points to the door with the movement and the whispering. I think that one will at least get us answers, if not in a lot of danger.
Okay. I'll take the front. Mill, Flit, back me up.
Always.
And I sort of get up to the door. Is it a doorknob? Is it a slidey door? How do we sort
this one seems to have a little a button off to the side that you can press to open up. It's got once again that sort of yellow and black caution paint, but this one seems to be a sliding door that opens in the middle, and then you can see a small little button off to the side that is lit up green that you can press.
Okay, I'm going to press the button and prepare for anything.
You press the button, you hear as the door slides open, and inside you are just sort of immediately, the second the door opens, you get this waft of just rotting meat, old death. It's disgusting. It smells like if you've ever been to a fish market on a hot summer's day, that's what it smells like. And sort of the mystery of why isn't there anything here in terms of sea life? It's all in this room. You see piles of dead fish in various states of decay. You see there are bones piled neatly into the corner. You see what looks like more of a fresh catch of some. You can see even some still kind of wiggling, and then you see another pile that seems to be torn apart or like in decay, where it's like meat of it has begun to rot and like fall off. But you see they're in like these 3 distinct piles. And then more curiously, at the back of the room, you see a cobbled together machine that is being held together by vines and moss and kelp, and it looks like it's like been pushed together with all this plant life. And Kai, I won't make you roll for this because Mill looks at it and gets a very strong feeling of like, this looks like a ghost forge. This looks like a Amaranta ghost forge. It's not, and you know it's not, but you now understand like what that whispering was seems to be whatever is in that machine.
Ooh. I think behind Vlyn, Mill was like in the middle of starting to, as requested, back him up. And we see the nanites beginning to kind of peel off. And they just kind of stop. And then they stall out and then go back into their normal ports. And like no swarm is active because Mill just stands up and looks in the room and stares at this contraption that isn't what feels like a bit of home.
Yeah, you begin hearing the echoes. There's a lot of stuff that you can't understand, almost like it's in a different language. But then there is also like you can hear just chatter. You can hear sort of like everyday like fucking mashed potato rehydrated again. Fuck. And then it just kind of like dissipates into another person being like, anyone seen the spanner? I can't find the spanner. And then that kind of like fades away into nothing. And it just kind of keeps repeating like just sort of like mundane phrases. But then there's also like this base level of like just thought. You can tell it's thought, but it doesn't mean anything to you.
Being in a crowded room, but there's no one here.
Well, should we put a stop to what's happening over there? Or is it not a big deal? I don't...
Oh, let's leave this room alone. Oh, God.
Something unusual. These forges are, well, they're places of rebirth, but I don't see anyone being reborn. Is that what happened to you? And Bill looks directly at Flit.
A room of fish? What are you talking about?
Well, you said you were dead once.
I don't know what happened. No, I don't know. And Flit just starts walking into the room.
Into the fish room?
Yeah, into the fish room. Yeah.
Cool. Give me a fortitude save, please.
That's actually pretty good. That is a 19.
Cool. When you walk into the room, Flit, you are like assaulted immediately by visions, flashes. They like almost like you've put on like a VR headset and someone is like clockwork oranging you, like just flashing like rapid fire of these like super bright overexposed images. And some of them you kind of recognize places in it. For a brief second, recognize like a boardroom of your father. You recognize like your family home. For a brief second, you remember the baby containment system or whatever it was that you were put in as a child. And you are just kind of like, it's almost like memories, but they're not yours. Because in some of the flashes, you are there. You are being looked at. And then like as quickly as it comes, it goes.
Do I remember any of those scenes to the point that like I would understand who would be looking at me, like what perspective it comes from, or does it not make sense?
I think it's too fast. It's kind of like, you know, when you have a dream and you know that you had a dream, but when you try to like focus on it, it just like kind of fades away. It's like that, where it's like in the moment you're like, oh yeah, that's a crystal clear thing, and the second it's gone, you can't even like think of what it was.
Yeah, you see Flit getting awkward with the conversation, turn around, take a step into the room, go rigid, stumble back, eyes wide, and just turn to Mill and be like, don't go in the fish room. Yes, I died, and now I'm not. And he kind of like puts a hand up, and as if he's like checking to make sure his makeup is still on. Why? Who told you?
You did say that you died before, bud.
You did.
I
But also,
didn't mean to.
There's just wisps around you.
I think good wisps.
Mill walks into the room as well. and just takes a nice, even though like they do need to breathe, there are some like they don't have to breathe, but they make a point to like soak in the feeling of all of these ghosts.
Yeah, you take a second to like step in, and like you've been by ghost forges before. You know that sort of like power that comes with it. You know that sort of almost reverence of past life. And now that you're in here, you get the sense of like that extra like sort of murmur of life that's kind of like sitting at the base level of it. You can probably assume is animal, and that's why like the thought itself doesn't really, it's instinct as opposed to like sort of emotional thought, and it's probably like the animals that are dead and dying all around you. But when you take a step in, you feel a almost like pull on whatever spiritual essence inhabits you, whatever animated you, whatever soul took over the body that you're currently in, and you feel it like almost turn you to look back at Flit.
It's pretty bad in there, right? Now, you mentioned wisps. Are they good wisps?
They turn, and the forged soul in this biomechanical body, I think you see the nanites inside begin to just kind of glow with this otherworldly color as they kind of pass through the various little holes and things in Mill's neck and go into the visor to create an expression, to feel less distant for a moment as Mill smiles at Flit. Do you know how the Amaranta are reborn?
I'm going to roll a culture check to see if I do. No, that's a 6 plus, plus 15, damn, so 21.
21, yeah, you probably have a basic idea of it.
Okay. I'm just like, yes, a little bit. Why?
So then you know that we are the same souls, forged again and again to be reborn into new lives. This soul, my soul, our soul, has probably lived many times, but I'm not being haunted. I am just a new soul, basically. Clean sweep.
You were meant to be. Some of us became abominations.
I wouldn't be so mean to my associate. You have ties to your soul. Tethers. Spirits.
Spirit? I'm haunted?
Well, I hate to break it to you. If you're undead, you are already haunting your own body.
You see, like, Flit, like, flinches at that. Like, he does not take that well.
And Mill does smile, and there is a sadness to it, because there is joy for an Amaranta to be reborn in any form. It is the process of discovering again. I don't mean this as a sorrowful thing. To be born again in any form is the chance to do more, to do again, to try anew.
But I'm no longer me. I'm no longer pure. That's what my father said. And that's why I'm here. I'm trying to be good enough that doesn't matter.
Well, the thing about hauntings, whether you are haunting your own body or being haunted by, and again, they look to the side of you, others, is that to be haunted is to be loved, either now or before or maybe forever.
Who are you looking at?
I thought I saw a touch of uniform on you earlier.
What did it look like?
Finery. I'm not the most versed in the military, if I'm quite honest.
A military uniform?
This is why I thought you might have served. You have a knack for adventure, and
well,
a shade of service hanging on you felt not impossible.
Not me, but were there red stripes on the shoulders?
So you do know who you are being haunted by, who you are being loved by.
See, like a tear just drips down like one side of Flit's face. That's not possible.
Love and ghosts and the things that we think that technology and science can explain. Well, this is a science, and they motion around to the not ghost forge full of ghosts. It is not as spiritual as one would think. It is just how we exist, you and I.
Did you see her? How did she look?
I saw her all around you. She looked like you.
I don't think Flit has words. I think he just kind of stands there, and it's kind of like the smallest you've ever seen him look. He's just pale and shocked and quiet.
While this is happening, Vlyn, can you give me a perception check?
Oh, we're distracted and having an emotional conversation.
That's so sad. My boy's gone through so much. Why is he going through so much pain? That's a 2 on the dice.
Flit can't see because he's crying.
That's 12. Oh my god. Holy shit. Oh, I'm glad we came to visit the other dimension for some emotional growth for my boy.
While you are overcome with this emotion, and Mill and Flit, while you two are sort of like engaged in this fairly like emotional and intense conversation, you all miss the flopping of the fish that still sort of is clinging to life. You realize it stops flopping, and then you see a couple bones split out through the gills and then the mouth and then out through the side, and a bone hand presses out of this pile, and you hear behind you the slopping of flesh falling to the side, and you see from the corner where the bones are, you see a fully skeletal creature emerge out as a mishmash of different creatures and skeletal structures also stand up, and then in the pile of the sort of like rotting meat, you see kind of a hybrid of the two. And could you please roll me initiative? One of my favorite parts about making No Quest for the Wicked is getting to add in the soundtrack during editing. It always blows my mind how much of a difference choosing the right track can change and elevate a scene. As a podcast, I get to take my time choosing the best sound, but when you're running a game at your own table, you don't want to ruin the tension as you fumble around looking for the right song. Instead, you should be using Tabletone. Tabletone is an immersive soundscape app that allows you to dynamically change the music and sound at your table with the tap of a button. Turn a pulse-pounding battle theme into a rousing victory or a crushing defeat without skipping a beat. Underscore a sentimental moment and swell the strings at the exact right time. Whether your campaign is high fantasy, dark horror, or futuristic sci-fi, Tabletone has a soundscape for you. Use the link in our episode description and try it today for free. Bring Hollywood-grade adaptive music to your campaign and be the hero at your table.
Howdy, everybody. I'm Kai Kagawa, and it is my sincere pleasure to join you all for a brief little stint jaunting through frontiers with Flit and Vlyn. When I'm not sprinting into danger here with the guys on No Quest for the Wicked, you can find me all over the place telling stories and helping you make your stories more rich and personal. I'm a tabletop performer, game designer, and consultant, as well as a streamer, costumer, and so much more. You can follow me everywhere as Estella Vimladris, and come and join us over on Transplanar RPG's The Chaos Protocol on Saturdays, where I am a core cast member of our ongoing campaign, playing a cowboy on a team of multiverse traveling agents, changing universes and game systems every arc. Thank you so much for having Mill and I along on your adventure into hazards and dangers unknown, just how we like it.
We're having a moment, Dane.
Yeah, we can't emote on this show, Dane.
Well, I guess that roll accurately represents how prepared I am right now. Oh,
wow.
God.
It's a fated number.
Okay.
The only person who's allowed to roll fated numbers is Kai, because they roll the best ones and we get money.
Okay, well, before we do initiative, Vlyn, hit me with a D12, please, baby.
Do I have a D12 in front of me, or do I throw it out because I hate this so much? Oh, thank God, it's a 1.
Okay.
Oh, that's a 1.
The safest of the charts. Please roll me a D20, please.
14.
Okay.
God.
I hate when you laugh.
Yeah.
And he's smiling?
Yeah, he's smiling too much.
See, Kai, Dane's not allowed to have fun.
Yeah.
I get yelled at. All right, Flit, what did you get for initiative?
I got an 8.
Okay. Mill, what did you get for your initiative?
18.
Okay.
Much better.
Vlyn?
14.
Mill, you whip around in time as you hear this sort of like clatter of flesh hitting the floor and bones clacking together, and you see these 3 abominations of nature. One is the skeletal that just seems like someone had like picked up a bunch of bones and fused them together. The anatomy makes absolutely no sense. You can see sort of like the rib cage, or what would be the rib cage, looks like the jaws of a shark. You can see that the like hands are just kind of like maybe like the bottom jaw of a human, and the just skeletal structure of a large fish. It's just a complete, absolute mishmash of nightmarish construction, and it's the same thing for the other 2. They just have a little bit more flesh. The one that is coming from like the most fresh pile, so to speak, is you can see where the flesh has fused with one another. So once again, you see like it looks like someone has just kind of like taken a bunch of fish and people and kind of like mushed them together like a Play-Doh form, and then just kind of have made sort of a humanoid shape out of it. Before they attack, you see the one that is made of mostly flesh. Its eyes sort of glaze over and glow for a second, and it says,
"Oh, people, life, welcome. Are you here to help?"
Depending.
We do not have much time. I need your help. I'm stuck. I need your help.
And it like sort of reaches out towards you.
You must find the key. The key. Find it, please.
We're looking for a key.
Who are you, sir?
I am everyone that has been, came before, and will be.
Everyone?
Those that have manned the up and the ones who have been in the down.
And what are you trying to do?
Stop hurting.
Others or yourself?
All. Everything. They are the same. Hurt for me, hurt for you.
Okay, well, we can go look for a key. Then if you so let us, we'll just step out and we'll go have a look around.
I can only hold.
Yeah, if you guys want to get back in your pile.
Time. Slipping.
We're going.
And you see the haze drops out, and they rush you. Mill, you go first.
Great. We're going to start with, what does that take? My nanites take actual action economy to use them. Isn't that funny? I'm going to use my move action to not move, but to just, again, in still like that otherworldly ghost light that was filling the visor and kind of dancing over their body. It all still flickering begins to fade out as that beautiful rifle forms in Mill's hand. We are armed and dangerous, and they're just gonna turn around, pivot, and shoot. Just quick turn.
Which one are you aiming at? We've got the fresh, we've got the rotting, and we've got the bone.
Whichever one is the most obvious imminent danger to Flit.
Okay, I will say it's the flesh one that is the closest to Flit.
Ooh, bad roll. Hopefully they don't take much to hit. 14.
Is this KAC or EAC?
It's energy. It's a laser.
Then that hits.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
Nice.
Let's go. That's 13 fire damage.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Oh, I forgot to do a fun thing. Could each of you roll me a d6, please?
Now, is it fun for us or fun for you?
Fun for me.
We're going to find out.
Yeah, I got a 3.
1.
A 6. There's...
Okay, I will. Hold on. Let me tell you. So the fleshy one has, you can see that it's got these like, not just like one of the fish's fins, but it's like lined with them, and it has all these like sort of like slowly decaying fish fins covering its body. The rotting one has just a obscene amount of little arms of different creatures sticking out of it. You can see the hands sort of like grasping at nothing. And the bone one, you can see is the sort of like key parts where it's being held together are thick and like calcified. You can see like there is like an extra layer of like almost armor on them. Okay, it is Vlyn's turn.
All right, I've got a feeling, I believe I'm closest to the bone one, is to my left. Is that what, am I correct in saying
It's signally
that?
to your right, but yes,
To
you
my
are
right. Okay.
closest.
I was flip-flop.
Yeah.
Cool, I'm gonna turn my fists into balls of lightning, and I think I'm just gonna run up, gain a mutation point, because that's what I do, and then I'm going to make a attack. And just so I'm not correct on this, Dane, the suit is DR2, piercing and slashing. What's the resist number for the fire, electric, acid, cold? Is it 5?
Yeah, 5 for the energy.
And I must, because it's a 17 on the dice.
Nice.
So that's going to be a 28 to hit.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be 15 electrical damage. So Flynn sort of confused as to what's going on. He feels sort of bad that these things might be trapped in some cycle of undeath. But we're running out of time, and he doesn't want to be stuck in a dimension full of potential fish zombies as the only life form here. So I'll slide in and just go straight for his core with that 15 electric damage.
Yeah, you throw an extra punch, and you could tell if it wasn't covered in this like sort of extra calcified bone, you would have done a solid hit on it. You've still like, you see just like a just shrapnel, almost like shotgun blast, a bone particle just like shoot out behind it. Like you still hit it quite hard, but this calcified bone is holding it together a little more sturdily than if it wasn't. It is the Dreg's turn, and they're all just going to go and attack everyone.
Rude.
That are sort of like individually. So the fresh one is going after Flit, the rotting one is going after Mill, and the bone one is going after Vlyn. So fresh going after Flit. That is probably not going to do it, to be honest. That is a 16 against you, Flit.
It doesn't hit.
You see it comes in with like this oversized fin. You might think it like maybe like a shark as it like leans back and just goes for this like big hit, but it's so telegraphed because it's so like awkwardly shaped that you're so easy to just kind of like sidestep out of the way as you hear this like thunderous slap as it hits the ground. The rotting one against Mill, that is a 22.
Misses.
Nice.
It misses. Damn.
Uh-huh.
You see the rotting one, it's got this like hand through the fish. It goes and it just kind of like tries to stab you. How do you get out of the way?
I actually think we see what has looked like a dermis on Mill this whole time. It becomes abundantly apparent this is actually like plating and armor as it glances off a very refined tight bodysuit of armor. And it's not even that Mill dodges, even though they could. They're quick, they're very nimble, but the bodysuit just kind of deflects it perfectly.
That's another 22 to hit you, Vlyn.
22 will hit Flynn, yep.
Okay. That is 12 points of piercing damage, so reduced down to 10.
And then I add 4 because of my drawback.
Yes. As this bony one just comes in and with its like its head is kind of like a pelvis of some creature, and it just comes in and
I hate that
just
so much.
headbutts you like straight in the nose.
That hurts so much.
That's what.
It's a whole
This
new
is
meaning to headbutt.
unsettling. I used to go fishing.
Flit, it's your turn.
Yeah, you see Flit just looks very like out of it almost. Like I think less dodged than stumbled back out of the way of the other thing. And then you see him straighten up strangely, like take a 5-foot step back and like pull up into this like pretty good looking like shooter stance. And I'm going to fire off 2 rounds into the one in front of me. Fucking nat 1. Jesus Christ. And the 19.
Reroll that nat 1, please. You feel, as you're about to pull the trigger, you feel like a force lift your, like straighten your arm, move your elbow, brace your knees a little bit as something is correcting your stance.
Damn, that's a 15 on the dice for 24. Oh, sorry, I'm not taking my -4, so it'd be 20 and 15.
Those are both EAC, right?
Yes.
Yep, they both hit.
You see almost like this double take as, something seems to just like straighten me, and I'm going to fire both of these into this thing.
Which one are you attacking? The fleshy one, the rotten one, or the bony one?
I'm doing the fleshy one in front of me.
Okay.
So that's 22 points of damage. I just like and like shoot two different parts, and you see the like shockwaves of like the sonic damage like echo through it and meet in the middle and like rupture where they meet. Because my polarize means if I hit twice, I get an extra d4 damage.
Nice.
How do you kill this thing?
Hit twice, the shockwaves meet in the middle and just rip the thing apart. And Flit, if anything, just looks more shocked than before.
Yeah, fish guts just go everywhere, just like splatter against the back wall. We're back at the top of the round. Mill, it is your turn. The flesh one that you were shooting at is gone. The rotten one is right in front of you. And then the bone one is a little bit over to your right.
Well then, seeing Flit's very quick tactical shooting, and given that Mill is now in very close proximity with this other one, a long arm is probably not the best call. And so again, kind of standing in place, you begin to see why they can run really fast, but then when they are stationary, they are also just a force to be reckoned with. As the laser rifle begins to vanish and flowing down their left arm, which was holding the rifle, and into their right hand, you see this jagged blade form as I'm going to move my gear ray into a thresher blade.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Just gonna go at this rotting one because it's gross, but Mill does not have much fear of biology. They seem to kind of be like, yeah, meat's meat. Wow. That is a 23. This is gonna be KAC, yeah.
That definitely hits.
Oh, with only 8 damage still.
What did you roll on your damage dice?
I rolled a 2.
Turn that into a 6 as Flit kind of like looks at you and is just like, I felt her. And you almost like there's just like a stutter, and where your blade was meant to go instead catches a little higher and like cuts a little deeper. As I'm going to use one of my paradoxes.
Okay, so that's an extra 4 points, so 12?
12. And Mill just starts laughing as he feels that blade redirect. And this is a unique kind of joy that most people, when they experience ghosts and being haunted, might be startled. But this is exhilarating. It's exciting.
All right, Vlyn, it is your turn. You both of the remaining dregs that you're looking at are in pretty bad shape. They're looking pretty sort of middle of the road.
Cool. I think my pals are having a bonding moment and doing their own thing together. So Vlyn's going to leave them be. He's like, oh, they're okay. They're fine. I've got this over here. And he just sort of gets to work and goes, bap, bap. I'm going to make 2 attacks with a -6 to both.
Would be -4?
Yeah, are you doing something weird? It's -4.
Was it -4? That's so nice. Yeah. My math is just off. I just can't do math.
I wasn't sure if you had an extra like ability that you're adding.
That's going to be an 18 for the first.
That hits.
And an 18 for the second.
That also hits, believe it or not.
18 points of damage. 15 points of damage as 2 like strikes of lightning appear from his body, like zap zap.
Yeah, how do you finish this thing?
I think he's so focused on his friends being nice and the emotional growth, and he just wants this over with. He's like, don't ruin their moment, okay? And just like boom, eviscerates it like it's no one's business, and he's back to focusing on them. He's like, oh my god.
Yeah, you find those like calcified joints and just absolutely like one obliterate. Just you hit the other one and it just kind of like crumples down in front of you.
I think Vlyn is like also a little worried that he's getting way too good at this for a guy who's just taken a boxing class at a community center one time. That like
now you're a superhero.
yeah, he's evolving. That's the whole bit, I guess. But
okay, it is the only remaining Dreg's turn. It's going to make 2 attacks on you, Mill. Okay, that is a 30 -4, 26 to hit.
That will hit.
And then that's a 23 to hit.
Will not hit.
Damn.
Nice.
Okay, cool. So,
well, you don't have to buy gear. You could just make it. It's amazing what you can afford.
Yeah, it's true.
Fair.
This is going to be max damage for 15 points of damage, but reduced by 2. So 13.
It is. Yeah. All right.
You see this like fishy sort of bone hand just flailing at you, kind of like an angry cat, just doing as many scratches against you as it can.
Got it. As it kind of harries Mill, they go to parry, and you see, listen, They're good at a lot of things. The blade is more of a fun touch. They should stay farther away from things.
Flit, it is your turn. You look over and you see this rotting dreg sort of just full on flailing, sharpened bones coming at Mill in a flurry.
I'm going to just keep shooting because that felt good. Fucking another that one.
Reroll it.
So I got a 16 and then a 9 if we don't discount the one. The reroll was the 16.
Okay, so the 16 hits. The 9 does not.
Yeah, I feel like it's almost like when you have a tray and someone like takes a thing off your tray and then it just tosses. I'm getting almost like used to the support, and then for the next shot, it's just kind of gone, and I just go way wide, but I do hit with the 1.
Yeah, you hit the pile of flesh corpses in the back and just shoot a bunch of gore everywhere.
What's this robot thing doing during all this? It's just chilling?
You mean like the machine in the back?
Yeah.
Yep, it's just there.
Is it ambulatory? Because that's how it seems in my head.
Great
No,
word.
it looks like, if you've ever seen if you know what the reactors look like in, or like the power generators from Fallout, it's like a big rectangular box with like kind of like a circle in the middle that has like a little like slot kind of situation, but it's all being held together, like where something would be welded or screwed in. Yeah. It's plants and moss and kelp and stuff being holding
For
together.
some reason in my head, it looked like a Big Daddy from like Fallout Boy, or not Fallout Boy, from fucking Bioshock.
Fallout Boy.
You said Fallout. I don't know. I've been watching a lot of One Tree Hill from Bioshock.
Thanks for the memories, even really weren't so.
Yeah, for some reason, this machine is trying to send you pictures of its dick on. It's weird. I don't know why.
Callback.
I looked at it and I said, thanks for the memories, because it did give me some. That's 10 points.
Wow.
Damage.
That is, yeah. That's a pop culture reference I wasn't expecting today.
I will never miss an opportunity to fucking blast Pete Wentz. That is, yeah, you shoot off another sort of like just a whole row, just gone from the side of it. It's rotting flesh. It's now more skeletal than it is fleshy. We're back up to the top. Mill. You see this drag barely holding on in front of you. You see it like kind of constantly rearranging parts so that it stays upright.
Between its many almost chaotic cat claw attack swipes, and then out of the corner of Mill's visor, seeing Vlyn just wreck house in the corner, Mill's like, why am I being so conservative? And it's going to take 2 swings with this blade. It's a 8 and a 16.
The 16 hits, the 8 obviously does not.
Yeah, no. Terrible. And that is 13 points of damage.
That is it on the money.
Hell yeah.
How do you kill this thing?
Owning a fish. This jagged blade goes up inside of what's left of the flesh and the bones that are barely holding together, and just gets enough leverage on what would be a rib cage in a normal creature, but it may be a rib cage, it could be 10 rib cages, it doesn't really matter. Mill gets the blade up there and then just pulls out and unzips it.
Yeah, it just bursts open. The last remaining bits of flesh fall to the ground, and then the bones sort of like stay animated for a second and then just kind of like fall over and shatter against the floor. And you have completely destroyed my dregs.
Yay! Get dragged.
Not every haunting
dregs.
is so friendly.
No.
I felt she was here. Is this just where we are? Is it because of where we are? I haven't.
We'll figure that out, bud, when we figure out where we are. Okay? So enjoy the moment. Enjoy the memory. Enjoy the grace of whoever's helping you out today. But for now, we do have to move. I don't know how much longer we have.
Okay, I think very quickly, let's walk and talk. But this, or do we go in this room? Do we have to destroy this machine? You seem to recognize it, Mill. Is it nefarious?
Well,
I assume it made these things.
Puts the soul back in the body.
My gut is that if we break the plants here, it'll eventually just go back together. We have to get through that door and probably kill the body of a plant, is my guess.
I would agree with that assessment.
If I was a guessing
I think
man.
that this is more of a Laura-based issue and not a returned fauna issue.
Well, let's very quickly talk about Mr. Speak Through Fish. That sounded worrying. when people talk about like stopping everyone from hurting, an easy way to stop everyone from hurting is if they're dead and they can't feel any. Do we think that's what they're doing? Maybe we shouldn't help this mysterious want to stop all the pain person, because it sounds too good to be true, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, I think all we can do, but this isn't our world to save. This is our world to get this rock and get out of here. If we run into someone in trouble, we'll help them. But
what I'm saying
they did
is
say also the above as well as the below. I believe that is the implication, that we are in the below and there is also an above. And
are we the above?
To that end, spirits don't experience the same kind of pain. I infer that they might have meant more visceral. They say as they shake rotting flesh guts off of their hand.
You guys are all just covered in guts.
Yeah.
I'm just covered in bone dust.
Yeah. It's also very bad for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should inhale it as a person who has.
You're very old, Vlyn. It's going to be terrible for your lungs.
No. He's just like, ugh. Okay. I guess we just try another door.
Let's go find the source of these plants.
Perception this room, I guess, from here. Make sure it's not a key card in the plants.
Yeah, you can do a perception check in here for sure.
23.
You take a quick look around, and it's pretty obvious that there's nothing here but this machine and the various neatly stacked piles of dead things.
Is there like another portal that they've come through in here, or are we to believe they've been collected from the main kind of lobby where we came from?
You can guess that, yeah, it looks like that anything that might have fallen through the portal probably was moved here somehow, by some means, and then sorted.
Just to make extra sure, because it's not fully a spirit forge, right?
It is not a ghost forge, no, but it's
a ghost forge.
Yeah.
Mill drops the blade and lets it just kind of vanish into nanites as they walk forward. And the matte covering of the stealth array just kind of creeps over. And as it does, it just kind of squeegees off the blood.
Nice.
And they go towards the forge and just kind of look it over, trying to discern if it is not necessarily good or evil, but rather the intention and or similarity to what Mill would understand.
Sure. I will take a mysticism. I will take an engineering. Either one of those I think will get you. I'll also take a culture because of who you are.
Roll an engineering. Amaranta culture is strange and unknowable.
I will give you advantage on this as well, because this
awesome.
is something that is important and pretty like fundamental to your being.
That's a 17. I'll say that's good.
Yeah. With a 17, you again, not being able to discern sort of like intent or good or evil, you know that this was built specifically to contain spirits, souls, life essence, whatever sort of like animating forces that keep people and things alive. This was meant as a receptacle for that, so that whatever spirits or souls or ghosts or whatever would be funneled into this thing.
Then I think in proximity to it, we see the bright light within Mill. Just kind of feel it, look around at the many bodies, and again hear that dull hum and the occasional whispers in the air. This needs to end. Not the machine.
With your engineering, I will also say that, like, much to sort of like what you guys were talking about, this seems specifically to be the animating force of these things. It seems like souls go in here and then get funneled as a means of undeath into these piles as it is needed to.
Then I will do the opposite. Though ghost forges are the closest thing to sacred that the Amaranta universally have, this one is being used for an intention that, while Mill is not a particularly moralizing person in any direction, this doesn't feel right. And Mill would like to try and destroy it.
Yeah, it's going to take no effort. You, like, because of the way this thing is being held together, all you got to do is slash some plants, it will fall apart. And nothing is being held together mechanically or structurally. So if that's what you want to do, it's a matter of like maybe 2 minutes with your knife, just cutting vines, cutting kelp, cutting moss, carving away pieces, and it just kind of like unfolds like a wet cardboard box. Just kind of like the pieces fall to the side. Some of the circuitry, like if you really wanted to scrub it with the moss, I'm going to say that's going to take some time. But like in terms of dismantling it, it is dismantled, it is deactivated. You know that after a certain amount of time, it's probably going to get put back together. But the likelihood of that happening while you're here is pretty slim.
I think that they just go at it, pulling it apart, and they don't say anything. There's no joy in it. It is just what they must do.
And you feel that sort of presence that was following Flit around much weaker, almost gone. Like you can kind of get like a trace. You can get sort of an almost an after image of it, but it's certainly not there as a dominating presence, kind of like it was. If you go out into the hallway, you see that of the sort of like doors that are down opposite to the blast doors, there's only one door with a light on still. The other ones seem to be completely wrapped in growth, and the panels that have like that button that you press to open the door are either red or turned off.
I'm not one to stray from the obvious.
I guess let's just be ready for more fish amalgamations.
Yeah. Well, hopefully Mill put that to rest, but you never know. It could be 2.
I'm more worried about the plants than the bones at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we have a storm we need to outrun, so let's make haste.
Let's do that.
You heading into the room that's lit up?
Yeah.
I'm leading the way.
Cool. You press the button once again. Door opens up, and inside looks like it's some sort of like communications room. There is a number of sort of like server banks off to the left and the right that are buzzing and whirring. Some lights are blinking, and in front of you is a pretty large terminal that spans sort of like the full wall opposite the door, and a pretty large screen that is sitting up in front of it. And on the screen, it is blinking. It says "Delivery failed, could not connect," and it says like one message.
Okay. I open the message.
Yeah. You go over to the terminal and press the button, and you hear sort of a like click and a hiss as a audio message begins playing over the speakers. The sound quality is pretty bad. There's like a hiss and a click and a crackle over the speakers. But on it, you hear, "This is a message directly to HQ from lead engineer Zeri Willis. Ever since establishing the dimensional bridge, we've been finding strange plant growth all over the facility. We follow protocol. We've used all available neutralizing agents on hand, but we can't seem to stem the growth. Maybe send one of them science team guys on the next shift change just to evaluate the situation. We should probably attempt to get this under control ASAP. Please advise. Willis out."
Well, there's Zeri from the oil rig.
Huh. Okay.
Give me perception checks, please.
Oh, God. Plants.
Hell yeah.
Shit.
Pew, 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 pew.
Did you roll another faded number?
I did. It's going to be one of those
Ryan.
days.
Ryan. Let's stop.
20 perception.
Fantastic. Roll me a d12, please.
I hate it here.
Don't. It's going to be a 12. I know it is.
It's a 2.
Okay.
It's a 2.
Okay.
Technically, you've rolled
Okay.
a 1 and a 2 today, so that is a 12.
I have. Yeah, it's terrifying.
Hit me with a d20, please.
A 9.
I feel like we've done that. Am I crazy?
You have not done.
Oh, God. And he
That's a
looks
little
really happy
smile
about it.
again. Yeah.
Yeah.
God. Oh, he's licking his lips. Oh,
I
no.
love it. You guys got some good ones this time. You got a net 20, right, Flit?
Yeah. So I think 27 total because you nerfed my wisdom, you bastard.
This is great. You look over in the corner and you can see sort of like plant growth kind of have overtaken a lot of like the corners. That seems to be sort of like their growing spots where they cord up and like go up into the ceiling, into the rafters, into the vents and stuff. But you notice that to the left is a almost cocoon like binding of vines and kelp and moss. And inside you can see the body of a Brenneri man, which are like the little otter people.
No, not a dead Brenneri, Dane.
There's it's like almost like a gag of moss over their mouth, and you can see that they're in a moderate state of decay.
I was still really hoping you were going to be like, they're alive and adorable. You bastard.
I mean, they are still adorable, but
just half rotted.
Well, they're just adorable and dead.
Yeah, this man is still an otter person, so he's cute.
Just like Flit.
But he is dead.
I point them out. Well, there's someone who I presume worked here. Are they in a uniform?
They are. They're in like kind of overalls.
Okay.
Not purple?
But not a purple jumpsuit, no. They seem to be sort of like just kind of like a brownish gray, workers coverall.
Not an otter in overalls. That's so sad.
Right?
Yeah, he knows how to bring the emotion.
I walk over and I'm just like, I assume two things. And one is that maybe the card is on their person, and the second is that once I start looking, the plants are going to grab me too. So,
you want me to look, bud?
Why don't we prepare for that, shall we?
Oh, that's smart.
Bill's gonna start forming their rifle in their hand.
We should prepare for things more, Vlyn.
I'm an act first, think later kind of guy, but I respect that. Yeah, you pals step back, and I'll reach my hands in here now and see what I can find.
But I've got skinny hands.
Flit, do you want to be slapped around by a plant or not?
I don't want to, but I'm trying to help. I'm trying to be a part of the team.
I appreciate you. You've been doing a great job. When it comes to potentially getting slapped around, that's my gig, okay?
But what if it grabs you and you're just so
well.
big? You're such an easy thing to grab onto. You're like a brick. I'm willowy. I'm like a reed. I could slip right out.
I'll be fine.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Okay. Rock, paper, scissors.
It's a terrible thing to do over.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Why don't you guys roll off? If only there was a way to determine
I thought it'd be
something
super
like this
fun.
in the game that we play.
Super fun.
I will say, in universe, you guys are rock, paper, scissoring.
I got 12.
I also got a 12.
No.
We both
You
go
guys
at the
both
same
throw
time.
rock. Yeah.
No, we both
rock.
go for it.
Okay. You both reach in. Vlyn, you start sort of like pulling the vines apart. Flit, you reach in, grab this Bruneri corpse out, and sure enough, as he hits the ground, you see at his hip there's like sort of a like belt with a bunch of kind of like utility stuff on it, and a key card with his name, Ziri Willis.
Now that's how the dream team do.
That was team effort.
What's on that utility belt?
Nothing of
A hacker's kit, perhaps?
No, he doesn't need a hacker's kit. He has a key card.
He's gotta fix things.
How many key cards?
Yeah, how many key cards?
It's his. Like, it's his employee card.
Okay, well.
Is it on like one of those cool string things?
It is on one of those cool strings, yes.
Nice. I definitely clip that onto my belt because I feel like that's something Vlyn would love.
Yeah, you could take his like little retractable key holder. But yes, you now have an employee key card.
Do we have an idea, Dane, of how much time we have?
You know that like you're cutting it pretty close. You have like maybe like half an hour.
Okay, so a 10-minute rest for 10 HP, probably not going to be worth it time-wise. Okay, cool.
I mean, you could take it if you'd like.
No, I'm good. I don't think we need that. I think I'll be fine.
The only 10-minute rest we're doing today is after the episode.
Hell yeah, baby. Okay, cool. I guess we go to the door if there's nowhere else to go.
Yeah.
Cool. You head over, you swipe the key card, and you hear at first like a as the door tries to open and stops, and then you hear like some whirring and some things like mechanical things happening in the wall and in the door, and it tries again, and you hear like the shattering of vines and plants, and then it tries one more time and it like rips open, and you see sort of like vines and kelp and various plant life like rip up and go up with it as it breaks free from the sort of like binding plant life that was trying to keep it shut. And as soon as it does, you are hit with like that horrible noise of an alarm going like bwah, 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 bwah. And inside you see rows and rows on the left and right of these giant sort of like 2 foot wide and 4 foot tall canisters filled to the brim with this glowing purple liquid, and they're like blindingly bright, enough to sort of like give an illumination, and then occasionally you get sort of like that flashing red from the alarm. You see tubes go up into this sort of like complex network of tubes and scaffolding and wires and stuff, all running towards the back of the room to another almost identical vaulted door. In the center of the room, there is a massive twisting of plant life to form a huge stalk that is erupting out of the metal floor. You can see the roots sort of uplifting certain like the grating on the ground here and there, and it's pushed up into the ceiling and spread out across sort of the entire roof, wrapping around these canisters. Every one of the canisters is covered in some sort of plant life. Some have kelp draped all over it, others have vines, others have like a more of like woody root over it, others have like flowered shrubs, but they're all sort of like teeming with plant life. And at the top of the plant, or this stalk, you see a tightly curled light green bud, like a flower not yet opened. And then you see it beginning to sort of like crack, a sort of like gross greenish clear liquid drip down onto the ground. As it opens up, you see a bluish green humanoid sort of drape out, connected to the pistil of the flower. The flower itself opens up into this beautiful sort of fuchsia petals, and the creature has this giant exposed pulsing brain. The voice that you heard earlier echoes in your head, and it says,
Help me. Help